Welcome to the BOREDinDE podcast. And now your host, Tucker.
Period.
Man, Tuck here at BOREDinDE. I'm here with my co-host Jarrell and the beautiful Stephi Sanford. What's going on, lady?
Hey guys, what's going on? Hi everybody.
Oh man, you know I got a tons of things I got to ask you because with us having a friendship going back several years and everything, I remember when you were so bossy, but now you so classy, so professional. It's like, phew, God shined his light on you, baby girl.
I know that's right. Yeah, your girl was 25. She's 35 now. It's time to grow up and do some things.
Oh man, yeah, you're married. You got a beautiful daughter. Man,
yes, those are my angels. Absolutely.
What's up? So, what's been going on with you?
Well, everything. Honestly, this quarantine has hit us all very, very differently. But I believe for those that are extroverts and love to be around people and love to have a good time, and we get so much joy from that. It hit us a little bit differently, not being able to be around people. And so I committed to during that time, just like really focusing and like, all right, Steph, you're doing the marriage thing. You're doing great at it. You're doing the mommy thing. You're doing great at it. What you want to do now? Remember you? So with that thought in mind, I was just like, well, I know I need to start working and focusing on my health. I know I need to bring back the different elements of who I really am, which is a writer, which is a speaker, and how can I implement those things back into my life?
Man, because you definitely doing, because I remember you started with the girls' night out and you just blew up from there. Now,
yeah, that was a big wave.
Yeah, and I will definitely say that quarantine, it's hurt a lot of people, but it's brought the grind out of a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
Some careers and some new lanes were built through this quarantine. And
agreed.
I just love how you have taken advantage of it and everything. Like you had an event last night at Milk and Honey and everything. How did that turn out for you?
It was phenomenal. One thing about with event planners and the event industry right now, everybody is just really taking that deep breath and really that sigh of relief when it's actually in an audience, because now we have to be cautious and we do have to do things differently, So being able to have a full house, full COVID full. Okay. What that means is we were separated. Everybody had masks on, but it was a really, really, really good turnout. Number one. And then the energy, that was brought last night by these artists was amazing. People have really peeled back layers to really dig to what has been bothering them, and no longer are we afraid to share what's wrong. I mean, we are talking about self-harm. We are talking about being a recovering addict. We talked about, of course, the Black Lives Matter movement, not only the movement, but the actual Black lives that are being affected in today's as well, since the beginning of time. But we just address so many issues, and no longer, again, are we afraid to say, hey, listen, I'm struggling with this. Right. So it was phenomenal.
Because, in our community, we were really not serious about our mental health. And we kind of just, brushed it to the side.
Yes.
And it's so good that so many people are now stepping up saying, it's nothing wrong if you need to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. I'd rather have you talk to somebody than me have to talk about you when we laying you to rest.
Listen, that's it right there. That's it right there. I am so committed, especially y'all already know who I'm called to, and that is the Black woman. Being a Black woman, having been raised by a Black woman, the Black woman, the lineage that I come from. So that demographic right there is so special to my heart, because I just could go down the list, things that y'all wouldn't even think like, dang, Steph, that's the issue. Yeah, that's it. Something you don't even consider being like, man, I couldn't see how somebody would struggle with X, Y, and Z. But yeah, people, I mean, just sometimes even to go out and be around people. Somebody said last night was awesome, Steph, but I was so overstimulated. I said, damn, overstimulated. Damn, that's a lot. Like, so yes, we're talking about it. The change has come. We are talking about it.
And I see that you're doing something else too. You're hiking with the sisters. You got the sisters coming out hiking, like Black Girls Hike too, and everything.
Yes, so that was part of my quarantine escape. So during quarantine, so what happened? Let's see, mid-March is when began to be secluded, and so I was in the house, and I really want y'all to take this in, like take all of this in. Imagine. And this is many women, and men too, that have had to deal with this and do this. But I was waking up in the morning. I needed to sign on to my job at, let's say, 8:30. My daughter's school, let's say, it started at 9 o'clock. I had to make breakfast somewhere in the beginning of that, or in the, right during that. Then I would need to make dinner. My husband expected the home to be clean because, hey, you're home, not realizing, hey, buddy, I'm still working. Even though you see my body here, like, I'm working. And then being able to feel so good about myself, being able to listen, as much as girls love to brag about leggings and t-shirts and we chilling, it also does something to our mental, because girls like me that love to dress up and let it get fly, after a while, them tights and leggings is getting real depressing. Okay. So, going back to your hiking question, I'm like, okay, I need somewhere to go. I need somewhere to go with Walmart and these grocery stores every other day is not going to get it. I need somewhere to go. And I don't know what came over me. I guess it was really just from my childhood. I'm a country girl, and we would be out in the woods a lot, just camping and doing random things. I went back to something that I knew, but just never made time for in my adult life. So sure enough, as just myself, I went out to, it was White Clay Creek Park, and I just walked maybe a mile or two, and I said, wow, this was super relaxing. I went back, came back home. I was very relaxed. I was, okay, guys, come on, let's get dinner. What we doing? What movie we watching? I had more energy. I said, oh, wait. So I don't need no medication. I don't need to drink. I don't need to smoke. I don't need to, now don't get me wrong, you do that. But there's something else that we can do in addition to whatever your thing is, right? So I said, man, all right, cool. Maybe a couple of days later, did it again. And then as the regulations and stuff loosened up a bit, I started inviting people out. After starting the Black Girls Hike 2 Instagram page, someone reached out and said, hey, would you guys like to go camping? We're still outdoors. We'll be social distancing. She was from New York. I said, I sure do. So I was able to link with another group of women, Black women who love the great outdoors. And it's just been growing ever since. I started that page maybe a month or two ago, and it's up to 1,000 followers and everything. The women are reaching out saying, sis, like, I need something like this. Like, I don't have a lot of friends. And when people that they might have some friends, their friends ain't trying to get out there with them. They're looking for something to do. They're looking for something that's not just, regular old stuff we've been doing. We're doing stuff different this year. So that's what that's where the hiking came from.
And you ain't kidding about the page growth, because I remember when the page started, and then I went back, because when you're friends with everybody, you might be cross posts or something like that.
Yep.
I'm like,
yeah.
I ain't know sisters like to hike like that,
And that's the thing. It's not
putting y'all in the box.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny that you say that. I think that one of the things, as Black people in general, we struggle with things that don't sound like our social norms. So
talk to me.
Like hiking to me, once, again, as a kid from the hood, to me, even the thought of what hiking was sounded foreign until I realized it was just a walk with nice scenery. It was like, oh, well, sure. Why wouldn't anybody like to do that? But we never. But nobody ever told me that. You know what I'm saying? We don't grow up thinking, oh, take a beautiful walk. So we don't associate those
I'm
things.
Screaming.
You right about that.
Which makes it easier especially to put a Black woman in a box, especially because we'll just start to say, well, no, they wouldn't want to do that. Especially when we already write ourselves off and say we wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, we need to enjoy these experiences and kind of not limit anybody, because you never know what you might enjoy, what they might enjoy, and what can kind of open your mind to different perspectives.
Now, do you think you may even take it to like maybe a couples hiking down the line?
Man, listen, you know how I do. When I get busy, I get busy. There is no limit to, you know how we are. Like creative minds, it don't stop. Literally, it does not shut off. So absolutely. I want to talk about what Jarrell just mentioned about one of my girlfriends said, Steph, I think they're just scared of the word hike, scared of the unknown. So then that brings up another point about the fear that holds us back. Why do we have so much fear in our life? Based off of what? Based off of just something you ain't do yet? I don't want our race to miss out on what other races and ethnicities and nationalities have already figured out. Because when we on that trail, there's a lot of other people out there. You heard, like, I'll get out there 6, 7 o'clock. They already, hello, good morning. Hey guys, you know, we need to, catch up is not the right word. We need to explore is the best way to put it. I want to just highlight an experience that I had. I had visited a friend down in Maryland. She said, Steph, I want to take you on this trail. She took me on this trail. And it was one part of it was very, very steep. And at the top of it was it looked like a cave, but once you got up there, it was more of like this little cove. And I remember sitting there and I hear below is running water. I feel the warmth. It was hot. It was summertime, about July we went. I feel the sun beaming down on me, hearing the water. When I tell y'all, there was the biggest sense of forgiveness in my heart. And notice it just sound wild. But it was such a healing experience. There was a sense of forgiveness, but it was for myself. And what it was God pretty much telling me, you are right where you need to be. For the last, I guess all my life, I've always felt like, get it. Don't stop. Because if you stop, you're going to miss what you're supposed to have in life. Mm-hmm. If you stop, you're failing because you're not working hard enough. And I didn't graduate from college. That was one of my biggest regrets, right? That forgiveness. I was like, you know what? I'm good. If I go back, great. If I finish, great. If I don't, all right. So this sense of forgiveness and this burden that was lifted off me, I'm telling you, it was magical. And that was, in addition to other things I said, that moment was when I was like, I got to get my girls out here. I got to get them out here.
And for the most part, it looked like they definitely out there joining you.
They are.
Now you mentioned that you was a country bumpkin. Are you from Delaware or... Where you from?
No. From South Jersey. So, my dad's side of the family, my biological father's side of the family is from Salem, New Jersey, and my mom's side is as well. So I have family in Salem, but then Lawnside, New Jersey, my grandmother, maternal side is from there. And then, my father, who actually raised me, his family's from Bridgeton. So I'm a Jersey girl through and through.
Oh yeah, you definitely Jersey girl, boy. You definitely with the woods. You probably used to dealing with the mosquitoes that be like this big and everything.
Yeah, big facts. Outside with no shoes on. I'm not a city. I'm in Wilmington now, and I got it. Y'all know I love the city. I've worked here forever, and a husband and us moved out here, and I definitely love city life. But man, ain't nothing like that country. Going outside with no shoes on. My grandparents had a farm, and with like real life animals. I saw a horse be born. Like it was like amazing experience. Yeah, I was like 10, and they were like, "Come on! She's having the baby." I'm out there like a little girl again, no shoes on, just watching this horse give birth. It was amazing. Fed the pigs, fed the chickens just walking around. Just life. That life is out there in nature. That's what it is. We're not supposed to be down to these computers and stuff.
I will co-sign with the whole no shoes on, because there's something about being barefooted in some grass. It's so peaceful and everything, especially if it's grounded. Like a nice morning dew. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing.
They put a name to it. It's called grounding, getting back to the earth. And y'all look grounding up, man. That joint is real. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because it's just, it's already our natural state. So once you reconnect to the earth,
that's it.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
To your natural state. I applaud you for kind of bringing your roots to your to your initiative. So you hit a point in which it's like, okay, cool, you have the roots in nature, and when you get into city life and when you get into that hustle and bustle, when you get on go mode, people tend to leave a lot of that behind, and they don't realize that the peace, the calm, and to me, it can be raining, it can be sunny, it can be whatever outside, and it still will be peaceful. It's a very interesting thing. That's the one thing that you'll get. That level of peace will be there no matter what. You can sit outside in the middle of the storm and be like at calm, right? And that's because that's just bringing you back to that natural state.
And that moment of deepness.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, no, for real. He really just blew my mind, low key. It's a rainy day, but it's peaceful. It's a rainy day, but it's real peaceful outside. It's very peaceful. I was pissed that my hike got canceled this morning, or I had to postpone it this morning. I looked at that rain. I looked at my couch. I said, I'm going to take a quick nap before I got to holler at them real quick. It was peaceful. You're right. There is no problems out there.
Now let me ask you this. Being somebody that holds the events in Delaware, have you had issues with how Delaware is so small and so cliquish? Like people didn't want to support your event because maybe you weren't in their circle or anything like that?
I'm going to answer that question just like this. It's a funny quick little family story. Early on, my husband is from Philly, and Philly people, city people in general, are just a little bit different than me. I'm very social. I'm going to go up to you, and when we done talking, me and you going to be besties. Like, I'm going to, that's how I am. And with city people, when I first got married, they was very standoffish, very, very standoffish. And I finally told him. So anytime he left me at a party or something, I'll be like, yo, like, I feel some type of way. I feel a little lonely over here. And he said, girl, what are you talking about? Cut it out. You are the party. I said, he said, anywhere you go, you attract people to you. How dare you come to my family function and think I'm just about to coddle you? You better be who you are and be the party. I said, okay. I started changing my mind when that music, I didn't care who was on the dance floor. I was out there. So to answer your question, I'm not checking for nobody. I don't care what clique you in. I don't have a clique. I have my personal friends, which is like 2 of them. But when it comes to these events, I don't care if we're doing the exact same thing. When I had girls' night out 10 years ago, people started having girls' night out.
Right.
Now in my maturity, I felt a little sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's corny, but I didn't care. Now there's other people, literally people are going hiking more on my page. Never said, hey, Steph, I want to join your group. They're just doing it. And whether I influenced it or not, at the end of the day, I think that's such a distraction, worrying about who down with who, why they didn't come to this, why did it, oh, we doing the same thing. I literally don't care. I don't care. What's meant for me is going to be for me. Who is for me is going to be for me. And the fakes is always going to be exposed. They have been constantly.
Wow.
And now just moving freedom, now just moving love. I just had to check myself. Once I started checking myself on my behavior, being at a party and mad because ain't nobody talking to me, girl, get over yourself. Wow. Oh, we doing projection when it could really come down to it. Because when I was feeling insecure like that, I was projecting my insecurity that my husband wasn't on my butt like he normally is. Now he got to be around his family, so I got to share. I'm a selfish little brat. I was a selfish little brat. So that's what I was exposing. And when he told me get over myself and go ahead and just do me, I had to boss up. So the same thing with these events, man. I invite everybody. I don't care who you. I invite everybody. Y'all show. But y'all gonna hear about it. Y'all gonna hear about it though. I know that much.
Yeah,
y'all gonna be like, hey, that's cool.
I felt you on that maturity thing because I know when I used to do stuff and somebody would come right back on the heels of what I just did, doing something that's blatantly similar, I used to be like, are you serious? But they could never do what I do, and I could never do what they do, so I let that go. And there's more than enough people that we can all be doing the same thing. Like, hey, if you want to have a girls' night out, or you want to have, girls going hiking, or, if you want to have sipping paint, or whatever it is you do, there's more than enough people that will check out the events and everything. So
exactly,
we got to get rid of that whole crab in the barrel mentality, and just go out there and explore and enjoy the time we got that's here, and just
Do you guys even have an idea I got a question. What is that even about? I've never understood it. What is that about? Because when I go to other cities, and whether it's Philly, whether it's Baltimore, whether it's Jersey, whatever, and I don't live there, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I don't see it like it is here. Ooh, I see a face, I see a sip, there's some thoughts. Look at it. Look at the thoughts just stirring up.
You see
share, my brother, share.
Yeah, that whole cliquish mentality, I think I honestly think it's prevalent everywhere. I think it's just more present where you rest your head, because I've traveled and I've hung out and I've had friends from other cities say, it's cliquish here too, but I never bore witness when I was hanging out with them or attending events and everything like that. I just think Delaware is just very, very small. So if you got 2 cliques, that's too many and everything. So, but I do see that now people are really starting to break away from that whole clique mentality, because nobody's going to tell their boy at 40 years old he's a dope rapper. At some point you're going to be like, homie, try to produce or help the next one, because that ship done sailed. Because like back in the day, your boy could be a 40-year-old rapper, he could be garbage, but because that's your man's, you be like, yo, I roll with him, I'm helping him with his CD. Now it's like, ain't nobody got no time for that, man. If
we grown,
if you didn't make it for whatever reason, pass on the knowledge that you have to somebody else and help them make it.
Big facts.
People need to learn to find joy in the success of others. There's nothing wrong
love that,
nothing wrong with that.
Pause?
Chuck, say that one more time
Right
for the people in the back. People need to find what?
Please.
You need to find the joy in the success of others. Because the way I look at it is, somebody, like if I was a rapper and another rapper in my town is starting to hit it off, and even though I may think in my head I'm better than him, but because he's hitting it off, I'm going to support him, because he's going to bring people down to us that we may not have ever been able to get in contact with. You know what I mean, Jarrell? Like, we may not even, if he didn't hit off, people probably wouldn't even be checking for us or whatever. Period. Yeah, I try to find, I embrace somebody else's success, because to me, success for one is success for all of us. So I'm cool with that. And like I said, it took maturity, because back in the day, I'd have been like, man, I'll go with that. But when you get older, it's like, nah, I'm glad she's doing her thing. I'm glad you're doing your thing. And we really need to start bigging people up when they start these businesses and they do things. I mean, it's cool if somebody got a new job and they want to post, I got a new job, and we give them some like. Yeah. But if somebody say, yo, I'm starting a new business, give them that equal attention and everything. Like, hey,
I love it.
And I'm gonna roll with anybody till you give me a reason not to. So if somebody I know opened up a new garage, I'm gonna let you change my tires or something like that until you do something to be like, you didn't do a good job. And I'm not gonna go looking for the hood discount. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pay what you want me to pay. Right. And I need us to stop that. Like, stop trying to discount somebody and respect when somebody doing something. Like, I actually saw one of your posts where you had said, you gotta contact me for tickets. They ain't gonna be guaranteed no tickets gonna be at the door. Why y'all want to wait last minute and then get upset when there ain't no tickets?
There wasn't no tickets at the door, right? It sold out.
That thing was sold out, and my little kind-hearted self, I still made some exceptions, but so you touched on a lot, and I gotta break down a couple of different things that what you said. We have got to get to a position where we are okay. Number one, when we know maybe something we didn't go as far as where we wanted, or even if we're on that same lane, we got to be okay and comfortable and confident enough to still lend a hand to someone else. People inbox me and DM me about the most random things. Steph, how do you publish a book? I haven't even published my book yet. But at the same time, if I had this time, I'll say, hey, let's talk about this. Just because there was a meme that said, popcorn pops at all different levels of heat. Like, you never know when your turn to pop is coming. So the girls that have been doing the empowerment thing and they've been holding their events whole time I was 9 months pregnant, and they have this guest speaker coming in and they got this doing all the things that I want to do, but I'm home with a big old belly. I'm going to support you from the couch, sis. I'm going to do all that I can, right? Because I did start a bit, Dad, I wish, no, you don't wish nothing. It's just not your time right now. Right. Your season right now is to have this baby. Your season right now is to grow in your marriage. This is your season. There are influencers that I went to school with. I'm about to keep it all the way real with y'all. There are influencers that I went to school with. They have multiple businesses. Okay, when they go to drop product and everything now, making $30,000 a month based on what they've grown in their network that they've grown online. Mm-hmm. In my most insecure moments, there have been times I've been like, oh, all right. Oh, all right. And here, I rarely call and talk to somebody else. I'll be talking to God. I'll be like, so I know I'm smart. I know I'm talented. I know I love to vibe with people. I love to meet new people. When am I gonna get on? I've been working hard at this.
Right.
One of those girls, some kind of way, she wanted to talk. One of them girls I'm telling y'all about, she said, yo, I want to talk to you. When she called me, we caught up for the last 10, since we had been in school, we had caught up over the years. The price that this girl had to pay to get what the businesses and stuff she got, and the money and the level that she got, Stephanie would never, hear me good, I would never want to pay that price. You're talking about family members that she lost. You're talking about friends that she lost. Lonely, very, living, she didn't say this, but living a very lonely life. Mm-hmm. But she got all the money though. She on the phone asking me, again, those things that I was like, dang, I gotta do this. No, I get to be a wife. I get to be a mother. She on the phone talking to me like, how's married life? What is that like? I love you, little girl. So it's the things that at some point, again, in my most insecure moments, that I'm like, dang, I gotta do this. I signed up for this. I'm not getting my entrepreneur bag like I wanted it. No, it's just not the time right now.
Right.
And the same people that you admire, they looking at you like, dang, you doing that? Yo, we gotta stop playing. We gotta back to Tuck Point. We have got to celebrate with other people. We must. We don't know what God has for us. All we can do is just keep our eye on our own journey. The moment we look to the left, the moment we look to the right, that's where we're going to miss it. Right. I'm not watching people. I'm not worried about people no more. I love you. Good luck. But now I gotta focus right here.
And I'll let you in on a little secret. The moment that I started embracing and celebrating other people's success,
what happened to you?
Grew. Mm-hmm. When I was spending so much time having, let's call it what it is, jealousy, hatred,
envy,
like that towards somebody's success, I wasn't seeing that. And
you there's no space to receive it.
Right.
There's no space. You're not in good energy. Go ahead.
And then when I started genuinely accepting, because you go through those phases and be like, oh, yeah, I'm glad they doing all right. But it wasn't coming from here. But when you can genuinely be like, yo, that's what's up. I'm gonna definitely go check their shop out or whatever, or I retweet something or post something like that. And when it was coming genuine, I started noticing things for me starting to grow and starting to blow up and everything like that. I was like, oh damn, I guess you do gotta make room. So you do.
I'm telling you, it's vibrating higher, it's thinking higher, knowing. One of my girlfriends, we often talk about an abundance mindset, because that jealousy, that envy says, oh, because you doing it must not be enough for me. No, there is more than enough.
Yep.
There's so much. And what's crazy is that not only is there so much for you in your lane, but our lanes are different. And even if they're the same some kind of way, because I'm me, it's still gonna be different because it's me.
Right.
You know, people going back to people emulating and stuff. You could the recipe all day, but baby, this the sauce. You can't ever do that.
Exactly.
You can't ever steal that. It's the mix is different.
Exactly.
Now, so after listening to, you know, kind of where we were at and looking at Delaware and how small we are and thinking about like that whole crabs in the barrel mentality, not celebrating each other's successes, kind of some of the deficiencies that we suffer from that happen in our small city, in the Black community, amongst just amongst ourselves consistently. I always say there's not enough of us to compete. And even if we were thinking that it was a competition, because the world will act like we're competing for market share. We're really not, because I can't compete with you on your journey. I'm not on your journey. Like it doesn't even make sense. Your finish line isn't where my finish line is.
Right.
We, you know what I'm saying? No matter how you slice that, it's just going to be different. And there's nothing wrong with us both fighting to achieve our goals. And it doesn't mean that we have to fight each other to go through that process. People don't realize that a lot of times people don't realize that if I help promote you and you're in my lane, what I'm doing is helping promote the market. And if we know how to move the needle collectively, then we all take a step forward, right? I'm not looking to be where you at. I'm looking to get to the space where I'm supposed to be. And I think that a lot of times people get lost in this imaginary competition. People get lost in ego. People get lost in pride. People get lost in all of these things that really come to their own internal insecurities, their own issues amongst themselves that they're projecting on other people. Similar to what you said earlier, Steph, and people just lack that self-awareness to say, you know what, this ain't even them, this is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Yes.
People don't appreciate their own circumstance of where they at. People struggle, to me, I think people struggle with finding a space between appreciating your current status and understanding that you can still move forward. So as opposed to kind of looking at both of those things and being like, hey, yeah, I'm glad I'm here and I still can get there, they start to be like, listen, why am I only here? Oh, and you got the nerve to be there? You ain't even as nice as me. Whoa. You move your needle, sir. Okay? Why are you worried about my agent? Okay, if you got the V12, kick it. You know what I mean? You push it how you push it. Don't stop judging mine, because I'm trying to run my race myself. This is a race within self. It's not a race amongst others, right? And people always project those things. And I think here, again, when it's so small and so dense, that's what Delaware is. That's what Wilmington is. It's a very dense population and it's such a small area. So now people feel this imaginary competition that doesn't even have to be there. So
no, that is I'm sitting here writing stuff as you're talking, the current status versus where you can go. There's so much potential. We've already said run your race. It's a race amongst self, but you highlighted something that I talked about when I was working at the nonprofit and sharing with young girls. Must be self-aware. We must know what we are called to do, who we're called for, right? I told you my demographic is at 18 to 45, the Black woman. You got to know that, because if not, you'll spend your adult life, oh man, that looks pretty cool, I'll go try that. Oh, that look pretty dope, I'm gonna go try that. You spend your time all over the place just because you don't know who you are. There is nothing about Stephanie that you can tell Stephanie that Stephanie don't already know. At times I could be very impatient because I want what I want when I want it. Okay. I can be very impatient. I can be very bossy because, again, in my head, I know how to make the move. So go ahead and do blah, 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 blah. But I got to be open-minded. So many times, we be so caught up in the people that are confident and the people that do have that good awareness of self. Let's not get so caught up in ego either. Let's be teachable. Let's be able to say, yeah, I am the ish. Like, I really am the ish. Like, I believe in myself. And I'm finally to a point where I can say that confidently, and that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. But at the same time of believing in myself and knowing that I do got that magic sauce, I'm also going to know that I'm teachable. My husband taught me at that party, right? That was a lesson.
Right.
You got to be teachable because there's still blind spots about you in all your amazing, glorious light that you've been created to be. There's still some stuff that you miss. It could be childhood experiences. It could be the way you was talked to. It could be, relationships have affected who you are. So there's still some blind spots that you have. So when you said self-awareness, that's one of the biggest things we need to learn. Don't be a mystery to yourself. Don't be a mystery to yourself. Know who you are, because then when somebody come around and tell you, a lot of times where women get in relationships and my conversations have been, he said this, he said that, and then they be so influenced by a guy or a partner because it's like they trying to fit into this mold of what this person has said. Yeah, but how do you feel about that? Let's be clear. Your girl just dropped 80 pounds this year, but your girl did it for herself. I needed the energy for the things that I want to do and how I want to live my life. It was not like, I felt so horrible. It was because my knees at 30 something, my knees shouldn't feel like this in waking up. Like my lower back shouldn't be hurting. I didn't do that because it's just like, and I love y'all and I appreciate y'all compliments and all that kind of stuff on social media when people like you look good. I really want to be like, yo, stop saying that. I feel good. Like this is different. I didn't do this for looks. So it just goes back onto the point of, okay, so again, bring that back to self-awareness. Are you feeling your best? No, I'm not. Why don't you feel your best? Well, I'm not feeling like myself these days because of X, Y, and Z. What can you do about it? Are you going to change that? Yes, I am. How are you going to go about doing that? Like, these is the conversations. People that talk to themselves, they ain't always crazy. Matter of fact, they might be the most sane of us all. Mm-hmm. I'm one of them. I have a whole conversation. What we going to do about this, sis?
Yeah, talking to
what I look like. Hold on. Let me say this one last. This is what I look like talking to somebody else, because a lot of times, even the people closest to you, go to have that conversation, go to be vulnerable with them, and now they got a little something on you. Oh, she feel bad about that because the whole time that imaginary competition, they know what your weaknesses is, and they might not overtly try to use it against you, but you'll peep it. I listen more than people know. I'll be like, oh, I see that. So man, you better start listen. Some things are just meant for you and God.
I'm gonna tell you this much. That is probably one of the biggest issues that we suffer from. Is just,
come on.
Because of that, we are so afraid to express and to share, which means that we internalize. We'll internalize ourselves into a heart attack just purely off of I want you to have something on me. And then again, social norms. We don't normalize expression. We don't normalize having feelings, having emotions. Matter of fact, you better stand emotionless. You better figure that out. You better just keep it pushing. And
express with the right people, though. I'm not saying don't talk to people. Express with the right people, because some of the people try to use that joint against you.
Absolutely, and it's about and that's why it's about being selective in your circle, right? Everybody ain't meant for everything, right? And that's something else to understand. It does just because somebody isn't there for you to be able to share your innermost thoughts doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just mean they're not there for you for that, and that's fine. They can sit in that corner and do what they want. I trust people to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't look for total trust in virtually anybody, because people are going to be who they are day to day. So whatever you show me, that's what I trust you to be. So once I know that, now I know what I can trust you with. You know what I'm saying? Listen, again, I've known crackheads that you might want to trust them to fix your car. They gonna do that with a toothpick and a hanger, but you're not gonna trust them with $20 because you ain't getting that back. Okay, so you trust people to be who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, let me tell you something. I think what you're talking about is that people expect, and now let me stop being general. At some point in my life, I expected I'm gonna do good, but you better do that good back to me. I'm gonna treat you real good, but at the same time, you better treat me. You better give me what I give. You better reciprocate, and you better messing around with me. You better do it better. And now the mind shift has been, yes, in my most intimate personal relationships, I do expect that reciprocation. But there are some people that I'm just meant to give to. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna miss it thinking that love, and you're gonna miss it if you think that goodness is supposed to come from that individual. Most of them people don't have it to give back.
Yep.
But what I find is my homies from New York that reached out talking about let's go on a camping trip, and guess what? When by the time we left on Sunday, they making a whole speech like, yo, we came as stranger, we leaving as family. I got girls that come up from Baltimore. A comedian came last night and was like, yo, sis, you a dope vibe. Like you ain't you my peoples for life. So I might not, when I'm giving this love out, even just in Delaware and having these events, I might not get that back from a particular crowd, a particular audience, because they might not have it to give. But I tell you what, it might be some out of town people that you don't expect. So to your point, like, I'm going to size you up, I'm going to get to know who you are, and I'm going to love you at face value. I'm not going to try to change you. I'm just going to give you what I got to give you. And then it comes back in waves. It comes back in waves. It might not be that same person. It might not be that same circumstance. I might give you $100 and I might get, I don't know, somebody just go out and I don't want to make it materialistic, but you understand what I'm saying. Somebody be like, yo, I'm getting dinner from you and the fam, this, da-da-da. It don't come this linear type way is what I'm realizing.
Well, I mean, I think we underestimate the power of fulfillment, right? Because there's sometimes you can give, I can give, and really what I'm doing inadvertently is giving to myself. Didn't know that's what I was doing until after I completed whatever task I was doing, and then felt like, wow, I did that, even though, somebody else is talking to me about how their perspective changed from what I felt like I was giving to them. But essentially, I feel more enriched from being able to do that. Like, I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I had the power to kind of increase your awareness that way. Like, that was great. You know what I'm saying? So now,
I just got chills. That joint is crazy.
Like how you feel within it,
I just got chills. That's so true. When you are giving to other people, that is fulfillment for yourself. That is enriching yourself. That always, if y'all ever see like certain things, I just feel like it might sound a little extra, but some things that have happened in life, and it doesn't sound extra. The God-given, God-inspired ideas, sometimes I feel like I'm not even in this dimension. Sometimes I feel like I'm out of this world. Literally, my heart and mind be out of this world. And so when you say I feel enriched, just in the sense that I was capable and God trusted me enough to do that event or speak to that person or go and feed them homeless people or whatever the case may be, that fulfillment is just like, well, thank you for trusting me to be a vessel to do that. I know. And that was just based off of what my bro said. That was what, that's why it feels so good. When people say thank you, it's like, I don't even really, it's hard to accept. I'm going to say thank you because obviously, again, we're going to be kind and all that good stuff. But sometimes it's hard to even say thank you because you really want to say, dog, it ain't even me. Sometimes I'll just be praying. He'd be like, do this for this person. Sometimes I'll be writing in my journal and I get inspired to do this event because oftentimes what I'm giving is what I'm giving is what I needed. I needed last night. I miss people. I love people. I love to see, a banging queen just all dressed up and dolled up and get up on that stage and speak her heart. I love to see, a fella just be all up in his vibe. And he had a little guy came out of town, he all with his blazer and he just speaking to the people and all the girls is like, who he? Like, we are beautiful people. That night was magical. My husband just doing my husband do, floating around and just bothering people. My sister came up from Virginia, like, I need it last night. People saying thank you, and I just want to be like, no, thank you.
Man, well, I could tell.
I know, man. My head hurt. Y'all play too much. I need to Tylenol too much.
I'm gonna have to play this back. I have to go through my little clip. This is something else, man.
Listen, it's God's work. That's what it comes down to. That's what I talked around. It's God's work. That's when it start feeling different because you ain't doing something in your own power and in your own strength.
But I knew the moment we had you, I knew we was gonna have some gold and everything like that. And don't want to take all your time up and everything. I just want you to take a moment and tell everybody where they can find you and everything.
Absolutely,
you got a lot going on and everything.
She got a lot going on. So I am currently in the early stages of building this Black Girls Hike 2 movement. When I tell you, you can either get right or get left, that's where I'm at with it. Instagram is Black Girls Hike 2, everything spelled regular, TOO. And then, so that's the page to follow the initiatives and the different hikes on. The website is currently under construction. I'm going to have some merchandise that we are working on. And what my ultimate, I'll tell you the beginning, where what I'm thinking. We are going to continue monthly hikes. I'm going to figure out how we're going to do the winter months, but we're going to continue the monthly hikes. And the ultimate goal within the next 6 months to a year, we are going to start traveling to the neighboring states and wherever else, we may find ourselves. So this is not going to just be a Delaware thing. This is where it's going to start. This is where it's going to, where it has originated, but we taking this nationwide, and possibly worldwide. So that's the first thing. And then I love, whether it's a game night, whether it's a couples night, whether it's girls night, whether it's a mommy's night, whatever it is, I love for any opportunity I get to let my hair down. Yes, I'm a church girl. Yes, I'm a wife. Yes, I'm a mother. Yes, I'm all those things, but I'm still very much a woman first and foremost. And with that being said, I can only do my roles, and I can only do the jobs that I'm called to do when I'm feeling my best, when I'm feeling rested, when I'm feeling reinvigorated and rejuvenated. So there'll be a lot more events, the couples game nights, the camping trips, and all those things just for us to have a good time. So just be on the lookout for that. And that, my personal page is Stephi Sanford on Facebook. And like I said, the website's coming. It's gonna be some good stuff.
We definitely keep a lookout on all of that.
Yes, for sure. Yes. And thank you guys so much for having me, man. Y'all know what, we go back a couple of years, and, Jarrell was always my poetry guy. When 10 years ago, when we was working together, this guy would just send me poems. I would send him poems, and it was always just so uplifting, and I appreciate you for that. And then, Tuck, how I feel about you. You talking about the girls' night events. You was my first photographer at my first event, my guy. It's been love. Like, I love y'all.
I remember, I had the honor of taking your pictures when you was hosting
Delaware Black Award. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I miss your mom and dad. I miss seeing them. They cool peoples there.
They ain't nothing but a call away. Listen, we can go out. We can do a little triple date. They ain't nothing but a call away. Mom and dad think they still in their 20s somewhere, so that ain't about nothing. We can all link up. Yeah. since both of them turn 60 next year, and they ready for retirement. They like, Steph, listen, we need to get our affairs in order. You need to sign these documents because me and dad is out. I'm like, sit down somewhere, girl.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's been an honor, pleasure.
Real quick,
I'm loving what you're doing.
What's up?
He great. Take us.
What's up, sir?
Because I do this at the end of everything. I actually am not going to say anything other than when I don't even know if you remember the depths of our poetry exchanges, because what happened is, so this was really before I was performing poetry like that. Like, now I actually perform it. Like, so I wasn't even performing then at all. Didn't even think about doing improv. Like, it was just written. And you would send me poems, and I would send you rebuttals. And that's what was crazy. Like, we used to have, like, and it would be about stuff that was happening in lives. Like, stuff was really happening. Like, this would be situations that I wasn't in. That kind of probably taught me that I could write about anything. It was one of those moments, so it was like, all right, I could translate what you're saying, and at times what you was going through, and then I might even be responding from the male's perspective of your situation. It was just a lot of like, exchanging of the energy that was crazy.
It was beautiful. It was really that self-development. It really was just saying, hey, and having somebody to talk to. Like, and it's so funny because it's just, a lot of times, man, y'all wrapping up. I'll talk to y'all offline because I could talk all day. Y'all know that. I think one thing that we have got to do, let's take that for example, a platonic relationship, being able for a male and female, being able to thoroughly express themselves and having a mental exchange, right? People are not doing that anymore. These weirdos will start, and then interpret it in something else, and then they ghosting each other now. Like what is that? People, I don't know what the kids are doing, y'all. But that was a time in my life where it was beautiful to have somebody just to vent to and talk about life, and not only just listen, because it's great to have somebody listen, but now like listen to it like this, or check this out, or check this other side of it. It was something different. It was something different, and I will always appreciate you for that. And I've told you that when you send me a message like, yo, you trying to come on the show, yo, how are you, all that kind of stuff, like, I always will have love for you, and I appreciate you for real.
And we love that you came on, and we love you too.
Yeah, man.
We
absolutely
got some history, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I see bigger and better things going, and I am definitely going to make one of your events. Actually, my girl wanted to go to your event yesterday, but like I said, I had food poisoning in the week, so
it's all good.
I wasn't trying to risk being out in them streets and stuff.
I heard that.
But I did post your information on the site, and whatever you got that you need me to share, I'll post it on the site. With no
good luck. We going up. We got to stay connected, y'all. That's what it comes down to.
That's a fact.
Everybody's working, we whatever, but when y'all do the same for me. If there's anything that I can help you promote, y'all know your girl get busy with these events. People come out, and the reason why they do is because I'm mad supportive of other people. So that's that reciprocation, Yeah. So let me know.
But this has been real, everybody.
Yes, sir.
This is Steph Sanford, Jarrell, and your boy Tuck for BOREDinDE. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. And until next time, everybody, love, peace, and have a good night.